Do you wake up in the middle of the night and immediately blame your bladder or your age? What if I told you that's not the real problem, and you can actually stop these night wake-ups in just 5 minutes tonight without pills, without weird gadgets, and without cutting back on water? Stick with me, because I'm going to show you a simple reset that retrains your body, calms your nervous system, and finally gives you the uninterrupted sleep you've been missing. Most people assume that waking up in the middle of the night is simply a sign that their bladder is full or that they're getting older. And for years, we've all been told that these interruptions are inevitable as we age. But the truth is far more interesting and honestly way more empowering. Because it means it's not a permanent problem, and it's something you can actually fix. When you look closely, age and bladder size play a much smaller role than people think, and the real reason so many people wake up at 2, 3, or 4 a.m. is tied to how the nervous system is functioning while you sleep. Your nervous system is like the command center of your body, constantly monitoring for danger, and when it's overactivated even slightly during the night, it sends signals that trigger your muscles to tense, your bladder to tighten, and your mind to become alert enough to wake you up without you even realizing why. The moment you wake, your body thinks it's under some kind of stress, even if all you did was roll over, and that stress response keeps you from going back into deep, restorative sleep. Most people don't realize this because it feels like the waking is completely random, but in reality it's your nervous system reacting to subtle cues that you might not even notice during the day, like tension in your shoulders, a stressful thought, or even just shallow breathing patterns that have been ingrained over time. And the more this pattern repeats, the more your body learns to expect it. So waking up at night becomes automatic, which is why people feel stuck in this cycle. It's also why typical solutions like limiting water intake, avoiding caffeine, or relying on sleep medications often only provide temporary relief because they don't address the underlying cause, which is how your body is wired to respond to stress while you sleep. The good news is that this means it's completely reversible because your nervous system is adaptable. And by teaching it that the middle of the night is safe and that it doesn't need to trigger a stress response, you can stop waking up in the first place. This is exactly what techniques like controlled breathing and gentle tension release exercises target. They directly calm the nervous system, sending a message to your body that it's safe to remain in deep sleep. So instead of blaming age or assuming your bladder is the problem, you can focus on retraining your body to stay relaxed, which not only improves sleep but also impacts overall health in a huge way. When your nervous system is calm and your body feels safe, you'll notice that those frequent night wake-ups start to fade. Your sleep becomes more restorative, and mornings feel truly refreshing rather than groggy and frustrated. And the best part is that you don't need any expensive equipment or medications. Just a few minutes of simple, intentional practice that tells your body it's okay to rest through the night. The 5-minute reset is deceptively simple, but it's one of the most powerful tools you can use to stop night wake-ups and get your sleep back on track. And the reason it works so well is that it directly targets the root cause of why your body keeps waking up rather than just masking the symptoms. Most people think that if they wake up in the middle of the night, all they need is to hold their bladder or take a sleeping pill. But those approaches don't actually teach your body how to stay relaxed and maintain deep sleep, and that's exactly what this reset does. It only takes 5 minutes, and you can do it right in your bed without any special equipment, without turning on a light, and without any complicated steps, which makes it incredibly easy to incorporate into your nightly routine. The first part of the reset focuses on breathing, and not just any breathing, but a specific pattern designed to calm your nervous system, slow your heart rate, and naturally trigger a state of rest and repair. Because the way you breathe has a huge impact on how alert or relaxed your body feels, and shallow or rapid breathing during the night can actually be a major reason you wake up even if your bladder isn't full. By using a controlled inhale, hold, and exhale pattern, you're essentially sending a signal to your body that everything is safe, that there's no danger, and that it can return to deep sleep. And just a few cycles of this kind of breathing are enough to noticeably reduce tension and calm your mind. The second part of the reset involves a full body tension release sequence, which works hand in hand with the breathing to reinforce the relaxation signal. And this is where you go through each part of your body from your toes to your jaw, tightening the muscles for a few seconds and then releasing. And the contrast between tension and release allows your body to let go more fully than just lying still, because your muscles store stress without you even realizing it. And when that stress lingers, your nervous system interprets it as a reason to wake you up. Doing this sequence even once a night or whenever you wake up interrupts that pattern and retrains your body to recognize that nighttime is a safe time to rest. What makes this reset so effective is not just that it relaxes your muscles or slows your heart rate in the moment, but that repeated practice helps your nervous system learn a new default response for nighttime, so over a week or two, you'll find that you either sleep through the night without interruption, or if you do wake, you fall back asleep almost immediately without lying there frustrated or staring at the ceiling. The beauty of this reset is that it works for virtually anyone, regardless of age or health, because it taps into natural physiological processes, and unlike sleep medications, there are no side effects, no dependency, and no grogginess in the morning. And the more consistent you are, the stronger the effect becomes, which means that in just a few nights, this simple 5-minute practice can transform your sleep experience and make waking up in the middle of the night something that rarely, if ever, happens again, while also improving your overall sense of calm and control over your body. Muscle tension plays a much bigger role in disrupting sleep than most people realize, and the reason this matters is because stress and nervous system activation don't just live in your head, they live in your body, and your muscles hold onto it all night long, often without you even noticing. Think about how your shoulders feel after a long day, or how your jaw tightens when you're thinking about a stressful situation, or even how your calves and feet get tight after walking or standing for hours. All of these small pockets of tension are sending constant signals to your brain that your body is on alert, which is exactly the opposite of what you need when you're trying to stay asleep. The full body tension release sequence in the 5-minute reset addresses this issue directly by taking each muscle group and giving it the opportunity to contract and then fully release, which is like flipping a switch for your nervous system that says it's safe to rest. You start at the toes, curling and tightening them for a few seconds, then letting go. And you move up through the calves, thighs, glutes, abdomen, chest, shoulders, arms, and finally your neck and jaw. And with each release, your body gets a stronger signal that there's no threat, no reason to wake up, and that it can fully relax. Most people skip this step or only partially do it because it feels strange at first, but the contrast between tension and release is exactly what makes it effective. Because your muscles are like antennas for stress, if they're slightly tight, your nervous system interprets it as danger, but when you actively release, your body registers safety and lets the deep sleep state return. Another important point is that this process doesn't just help you stay asleep through the night. It also prevents waking up in the first place. If your muscles are chronically tight, even minor disruptions like a loud noise or a sudden change in body position can trigger a wake up. But by letting go of tension before it builds, you reduce the likelihood that these small triggers will interrupt your sleep. The sequence also helps with overall body awareness, which is something most people don't think about when it comes to sleep, because when you consciously engage and release each muscle, you start to notice areas of stress you didn't realize were holding you back from restful sleep, and by addressing them consistently, your body begins to learn a new default state of relaxation. This isn't just a physical exercise. It's a neurological reset that tells your brain and nervous system that the night is a safe time to stay in restorative sleep, and over time, the benefits extend beyond sleep itself. People report feeling looser, less tense during the day, fewer headaches, more flexibility, and a general sense of calm that carries into daily life. And the beauty of this is that it's completely natural, requires no equipment, no medication, and only takes a few minutes, yet it has a dramatic impact on your ability to sleep through the night uninterrupted, because your muscles and nervous system are essentially working together to either trigger or prevent wake-ups, and by consciously releasing tension, you give them a clear message to let go, allow rest, and stay in the deep, restorative phases of sleep that your body and mind desperately need. Consistency is one of the most important factors when it comes to stopping night wake ups. And it's also something that most people underestimate because they assume sleep patterns are fixed or entirely out of their control. But the truth is, your nervous system learns through repetition, and the more you consistently signal to your body that nighttime is safe, the stronger the effect becomes. When you first start doing the 5-minute reset, it might feel unusual or even a little awkward. And that's completely normal because your body has been conditioned to wake up during the night for weeks, months, or even years. But by showing up every night and repeating the breathing and tension release sequence, you begin retraining those neural pathways so that your default response shifts from alertness to relaxation. This is why doing the reset once or sporadically isn't enough. Your nervous system needs repeated reinforcement to create lasting change, and with consistent practice, your body starts to anticipate rest instead of tension during the night. One of the keys to consistency is creating a small, manageable ritual that signals to both your brain and body that it's time to sleep deeply. And that doesn't mean complicated routines or expensive gadgets. It just means deliberately doing this 5-minute reset every night or whenever you wake and making it a non-negotiable part of your bedtime. Over time, your nervous system begins to internalize the message that you are in control and that the middle of the night is a safe time to stay asleep, which dramatically reduces those frustrating middle of the night wake ups. And the more consistently you practice, the faster this retraining process occurs. Another reason consistency matters is psychological. Waking up at night often creates a sense of anticipation and anxiety because you start to fear that you won't be able to fall back asleep. But when you consistently follow the reset, you build confidence in your ability to calm your body and mind. And that confidence alone reduces stress and prevents the cycle of tossing, turning, and staring at the ceiling. Consistency also helps reinforce the habit of body awareness, because the more regularly you engage in tension release and conscious breathing, the more attuned you become to subtle areas of stress that may have been causing wake ups, and noticing these areas allows you to address them before they trigger a disruption. What most people don't realize is that even a single week of consistent practice can produce noticeable improvements, and as the habit strengthens, it becomes almost automatic. So even if you wake briefly, your body intuitively goes into the relaxation mode without conscious effort, which is the ultimate goal. This is why so many sleep strategies fail. People try them once or twice, give up when they don't see immediate results, and convince themselves that nothing can be done. But with consistency, you are literally rewiring your nervous system to respond differently at night, to stay calm, and to maintain restorative sleep naturally. And the more this becomes your nightly routine, the more reliable and predictable your sleep becomes, creating a cycle of rest, energy, and improved health that reinforces itself in a positive loop. And once the habit is established, waking up in the middle of the night becomes a rare occurrence rather than a regular frustration. Better sleep doesn't just make you feel rested in the morning. It actually transforms nearly every aspect of your health, energy, and overall quality of life. And the reason this is so powerful is that sleep is the foundation for how your body and mind function, and when it's interrupted, even slightly, it can throw off your entire system in ways most people don't realize. When you consistently wake up in the middle of the night, your body doesn't get the opportunity to fully complete the restorative stages of sleep, which are critical for repairing cells, consolidating memories, balancing hormones, and regulating metabolism. And that means your energy the next day suffers, your focus and clarity diminish, and even your emotional resilience starts to take a hit, making stress feel heavier and challenges harder to handle. The 5-minute reset addresses the root of night wake ups, which allows you to sleep more deeply and consistently. And the ripple effect of that deeper sleep is enormous because it not only improves how rested you feel, but it also enhances your body's natural repair processes, strengthens your immune system, and helps regulate appetite and digestion, so you literally start feeling healthier from the inside out. People often notice the most immediate effects in their energy levels, waking up refreshed instead of groggy, having mental clarity that carries throughout the morning, and being able to tackle tasks without feeling weighed down by fatigue. But over time, the benefits expand to almost every system in the body, from cardiovascular health to muscle recovery to emotional balance. Deep, uninterrupted sleep also allows your nervous system to reset more effectively, which means that during the day you can handle stress more efficiently, your reactions to minor annoyances are calmer, and your overall mood improves naturally without needing external interventions. And this is why a simple nighttime practice like the 5-minute reset can feel almost miraculous when done consistently. It's also worth noting that sleep affects your long-term health, because chronic interruptions are linked to increased risk of conditions like high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and inflammation. And by improving sleep quality, you're not just feeling better day to day, you're proactively protecting your body from long-term damage and supporting longevity. And this is something most people don't associate with a short, simple routine before bed. But the science is clear that even small improvements in sleep quality can have meaningful impacts over time. Another hidden benefit is mental performance, because sleep is when your brain consolidates memory, processes emotions, and clears out metabolic waste. And when you skip or fragment these cycles, your learning, problem solving, and decision making abilities suffer, whereas consistent, deep sleep enhances cognitive function in a way that makes you sharper, more creative, and more resilient. The beauty of the 5-minute reset is that it addresses all these factors without any medication, supplements, or expensive equipment, relying instead on natural physiological processes. And by calming the nervous system, releasing tension, and signaling safety to the body, it helps you achieve deep, restorative sleep, which in turn improves energy, focus, emotional balance, metabolism, and long-term health, making it one of the simplest but most effective habits you can develop to transform both your nights and your days. And the more consistent you are, the more dramatic the benefits become, creating a positive cycle of sleep, recovery, and overall well-being that touches every aspect of your life.